Friends, Democrats, Americans who still care about decency, get the children out of the room. What I'm about to tell you today is the rawest, foulest, and most sickening portrait of the man who, unfortunately, sits in the Oval Office of our White House. Donald J. Trump is boiling with rage, resentment, and hatred. It is repulsive. It is disgusting. What a sick individual. Last night, devastating news hit Hollywood. The murder of the world-famous director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. A horrific family tragedy, with the main suspect being their own son, struggling with addiction. A moment of unbearable pain for any family. The world paused to mourn the loss of an artist whose work shaped generations, and his wife, Michelle. What does the President of the United States do in the face of mourning and tragedy? He becomes the aggressor. This morning, Donald Trump posted a statement mocking Rob Reiner's death, read the coldness of the hatred, the vile calculation behind the words. This is not the language of a leader, but of a malicious troll in the highest office in the world. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tormented and struggling, but once very talented, movie director and comedy star, passed away along with his wife Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a debilitating mental illness known as Trump derangement syndrome. He was famous for driving people crazy with his unhinged obsession with President Donald J. Trump, whose evident paranoia reached new heights as the Trump administration exceeded all expectations of greatness. And with America's golden age in full swing, perhaps like never before. What a sick individual. What a wicked man. Trump used the death, the blood, and the pain of a torn-apart family to make a cynical, political joke about Trump derangement syndrome. He claimed Rob Reiner deserved to die for criticizing him, turning national grief into a personal insult. The audacity to claim a golden age while the country grapples with his own cruelty is the irrefutable proof of an ego detached from reality. May Robin and Michelle rest in peace. Just when you think you have hit rock bottom, you realize there is never a bottom with this despicable thing in the Oval Office. This contemptible creature is there, humiliating and degrading our country, and each day brings a new depth to his moral depravity. It is horrifying, horrifying. The outrage is universal. California Governor Gavin Newsom stated the truth bluntly. This is a sick man. The writer Franklin Leonard captured our weariness. Every time I see something so unacceptable, my first thought is, yes, he's terrible, but this can't be real. And every time I'm wrong, every damn time. And what does Ahmed Baba say? Just when you think Trump cannot sink any lower, he sends out this disgusting and depraved post about Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. He could not demonstrate even a moment of decency. He is a petty, mean-spirited, immoral man, unworthy of the presidency. The point is clear, as Narratandon asserts, we have never had a person of worse character as President of the United States. It is a shame that this great country has done this to itself. This other account highlights that the Epstein file release is 4 days away, and it is no coincidence that the president is trying to divert focus with ultimate cruelty. And what makes this even more revolting is the memory of Rob Reiner's decency. When right-wing commentator Charlie Kirk suffered a family tragedy, what did Reiner say? Well, horror. Absolute horror. It is horrible what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I do not care what their political beliefs are. That is not acceptable. I feel that what his wife said, that the tribute they paid, was exactly right. I believe in Jesus' teachings. I believe in doing unto others. And I believe in forgiveness. And what she told me was beautiful. And absolutely, she forgave his killer, and I think that is admirable. Forgiveness, empathy, humanity. True patriotism is what Reiner demonstrated. Rob Reiner demonstrated the heart of America. Donald Trump demonstrated the pus of hatred. He cannot even offer a moment of peace to a grieving family, even when the victim had shown compassion for his own detractors. And Trump's base? They squirm. The supporting pastor, Dr. Daryl Scott, dared to say, "Trump is not fake enough to praise and speak well of his most virulent detractors. He said what he said, and that is it." It is quite disappointing, as a pastor, that this is your take on the matter, when this gives you the opportunity to be a Christian leader, but you chose not to take it. Where is your Christianity, pastor? Decency is not fakery. Your answer is proof that loyalty to Trump is greater than any moral commandment. He and everyone in the right-wing political sphere acted as if Donald Trump did not say that and used it to attack the left. Meanwhile, right-wing influencers like Matt Van Swal try to pretend that no one is celebrating the death. He said, "I have not seen a single conservative on this app celebrating Rob's death. If they were, I would report them. And so should you, because the right does not believe in celebrating someone's death just because you disagree with that person's ideas. Open your eyes. Your leader, the man who swears to uphold values, is the one making the most vile posts." Guntherman, another major right-wing account, noted, "Liberals are desperately searching for a prominent conservative who is mocking Rob Reiner and his wife's death. Donald Trump is doing that right now." As Brett Weinstein said, "Notice that the American right is not celebrating the murder of Rob Reiner. I see post after post honoring his remarkable contribution to our culture. Their leader, their dear leader, cult leader, Donald Trump, is the one making those posts. The American right is celebrating decency, but their leader is spitting on it. This is the moral dilemma of the entire conservative movement." But President Trump does not stop at cruelty. He continues to lie and enrich himself. Today, he posted a total disaster, with 2020 in the trash. "Mr. President, you were in office in 2020. You were the total disaster." He says that it takes time to fix 4 years of destruction. Lie 1. He promised to reduce inflation on day 1. He made the situation worse. Lie 2. He promised to make housing affordable. He made the situation worse. Lie 3. He promised jobs. Job losses totaled over 1.2 million in the last year, a 54% increase compared to former President Biden. Inflation is skyrocketing, unemployment is rising, GDP has shrunk. These are not indicators of success. They are evidence of chaotic management. He calls the presidency the biggest hoax in U.S. history. But who is, right afterwards, posting, "Get your Trump card today," selling access to oligarchs for $5 million. The president is not leading. He is auctioning off American decency and security to the highest bidder. And what happens when we need to trust our institutions? The FBI, under Trump's management and figures like Kash Patel, fails. Again, the news is that in the Brown University shooting investigation, the FBI arrested the wrong suspect. Once again, based on flawed work. The mayor of Providence was clear. That information was given to us by the FBI. Kash Patel was wrong again, the same one who used taxpayer-funded private jets to take his girlfriend on trips. The public's instinct today is no longer one of trust. It is one of distrust, because the FBI has a history of compromising investigations. Remember when Kash Patel and Bondi handed Fox News the false mass arrest of Turtle Island Liberation Front terrorists, only to divert focus from their own incompetence and malice? Attorney General Bondi claimed it was an imminent and credible threat, but we found out that they compromised an investigation that was in its early stages. With the Epstein files about to be released, and with the wrong guy arrested in Rhode Island, the FBI's lack of credibility is total. When the FBI loses credibility, we all lose. Where is the solace? Where is the leadership? Do you remember Trump's response to the Brown University shooting? He said, "Here, play this video. Brown University, a great school. Great, really great. Truly one of the best schools in the world. Things happen. So, to the 9 injured, I wish a speedy recovery. And to the families of those 2 who are no longer with us, I express my most sincere condolences and respect from the United States of America. Things happen? Is that the empathy a president offers to the injured and the families of the dead? He is the antithesis of empathy, and his supporter, J.D. Vance, a fraud with multiple identities, one who was once against Trump, then for Trump, who changed his name and his cause more than once, continues to pour fuel on the fire, attacking judges and prosecutors. He said that the biggest obstacle to prosecuting violent leftists are the judges and prosecutors in deeply democratic areas who think violence is acceptable if you are on the left. Shut up, J.D. Vance. You are a fraud. Stop dividing people. Keep your psychological problems, your self-esteem issues, to yourself. Do not use your pathology to spread hatred. America is great when we have empathy, when we help and support each other, instead of bullying each other. The man who sits in the White House today is the personification of hatred. He mocks the dead. He lies about the economy. He sells access to whoever can pay. He destroys our institutions. Our president's most sacred duty is to serve as the chief consoler of our grieving nation. Today, our pain deepens because that leader is absent. We, the American people, deserve more. We deserve a leader with a soul, with compassion, and with decency. The fight for the soul of America requires us to reject the poison of Trumpism in all its forms. It is time to heal the wound, to clean out the Oval Office, and to restore dignity to our great nation.